Now, welcome back to Casino for Life channel. Hopefully you like, share, subscribe to the page, hit the notification bell so you can receive all your notifications some of the times. My Patreon is Casino for Life. I did an epic video that got messed up yesterday. So we're going to correct that today on the Patreon. And I blame Patreon for that. But it might not be Patreon's fault. But we'll see into that. Now, following everything else up and down the ladder, we're looking at a scaling factor and a lot of factoids involved, and where things keep changing and moving in this big U, Luce Cannon, Brick Baby, this investigation. Just when you think you're done with something, they never cease to amaze you. Just when you think, obviously people have lawyers, they decide to defy all logic by taking a route that's less traveled. And this is a route to me that is very less traveled. They decide, Luce Cannon decided, that it would be in his best interest if he was to reach out and actually contact the No Jumper podcast show and call directly from the feds and start basically begging for money. And they think this is a good idea. I mean, it's a good idea for Adam to make money off your content. The fact that, you're calling into the show, it's probably the only way he's going to donate any money to you. If you draw up the attention of you calling from the feds when it's not beneficial to you to actually, deliver any kind of information when they're using multiple videos from Adam 22's No Jumper, DJ Vlad, Akademiks, and other host of others. You got the Cam Network. So many videos that the federal government has been going through scoping. Anytime you see Brick Baby, Luce Cannon, Big U, they're using all of this as material. When you upload something to social media, it is amazing that people don't understand that, yes, you own the video, but it is public. In the federal government, you don't read that, they could take anything and use it. They don't need your permission to use the video. It's theirs whenever they want, especially if it's a crime or talking about a crime, especially if it's open, leads to a RICO, leads to a lot of different things in its involvement and in its nature. So the way I see it is this is an example of that, and we're going to get into what I'm talking about, especially when it comes to this Meek Mill and Rick Ross situation that happened with Luce Cannon. And this is what we mean to you young folks about talking too goddamn much. This is what it looks like. So without further ado, let's get to it.
Hi, I'm Casino.
Oh, let's talk about it.
No one knows Casino and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them.
Like, yo, hold on, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished and y'all just tapped him on the shoulder. I just want to know. This shit crazy.
Cuz didn't even get to that part. He walked in.
Can't even get to the intro. No. God damn it.
He walked in. As soon as he walked in or whatever, all the security that was with him, they spent around. I grabbed Cuz. Bro. What's up? Get on the phone with Ross.
Honey, all right. That's enough now. We're not going to tell all the details. No.
Now she says, honey, stop. So that's now you incriminated your wife into an open crime. So now you basically confirmed, your wife just confirmed, she knows. So she's trying to right now tell you to stop and where this is going. Akademiks looks at this as an opportunity for him to go viral. He's not concerned about Luce Cannon's freedom. He's not concerned about anything else except for going viral for an interview. And because of that, this happened.
Oh, we got to hear this one.
I said, get on the phone with Ross.
Now, this one will go viral. What?
This one gonna go viral. What? Reckless. Reckless, reckless, reckless. This is called reckless journalism. Yes, it's gonna go viral for the wrong reasons. And you think this is gonna be something beneficial, it's not. It always comes back to bite somebody.
On the phone with Ross, Neighborhood Crips. So he got on the phone with Ross. I took on the phone with Ross.
Wait. So he didn't start like squaring up, trying to swing or nothing like that?
And what?
You grabbed him by the shoulder, like you put your hands on a grown man. He from the trenches.
Like this.
He from the trenches.
Yeah, I know. I nigga from the trenches, but no, it don't work like that.
So he called Rick Ross.
Yeah. And
right there in the club.
Yeah. And then Ross.
Imagine if his cell reception was bad. Yeah. Fuck.
You stupid.
Listen, the crazy part about it is.
So imagine Ross ain't pick up. Like, all right, so he called Ross. Why'd you have him call Ross? This is crazy.
Because we needed that bag, or because
he owed y'all money.
No, he didn't owe no money. We took the money.
Oh, this was extortion. Oh shit.
It's not extortion.
All right.
See, yeah, we don't want
See, I'm gonna have to probably bail him out after this interview.
We don't want to No. We would just say Meek Mill snitch on him. It's fine. Meek ain't gonna tell.
Look, we don't want to get the extortion part. It was just a business transaction. You give
how much I charge him?
50. That's it.
50,000?
Yeah.
Now we squabbling in there. What? Yeah. Wait, how many of y'all was there? Was just you?
No, it was probably about like 50 of us.
50 of y'all? 1,000 per person, nigga. All right, cool. Yeah, I might get that 50. Then he was hot as hell, right? Wait. So who? I'm pretty sure like Ross hasn't answered to this. Meek neither. They're probably saying this nigga lying. We ain't send this nigga no money. How did y'all receive the cash?
Cash.
They gave you cash money.
Yeah. No, they ain't gonna say nobody lying. That's why Meek and Nipsey became cool after that situation, because they started using the same PR. So Meek got smart and started hitting Nipsey up, and that's why the Big U feud kept going with Nipsey.
Oh, so that's kind of
see. Now you're getting more information on a situation that he shouldn't have been talking on. And because of it, this guy is putting other people's lives on the line for speaking. Now, if I'm going to risk putting myself in a situation where I'm going to be targeted by people who earn a living in this industry, hip hop, if I'm going to rob them, if I'm going to do something of that nature, it's not going to be for no $50,000 that I got to split with 50 people. That just sounds dumb. You know, that really just sounds dumb. It just doesn't sound smart. And when you look at it and you figure, damn, this just don't sound smart at all. It kind of brings you to reality when it says, or you speak about, when you speak about these situations that happen in criminal nature, it's not smart. None of it is. So if that isn't smart, you tell me what else would be. What is the definition of smart today? What should we qualify as smart? What should we disqualify as smart? That's what you got to look at. But this is common sense. But when you're in that life, you think this is a good hit. This is a good lick. You would have probably made more money off the jury than the $50,000 that they was giving you. That jury probably worth way more than $50,000. And for Meek to be out there lacking the way he was, not understanding the environment he was in, trying to go out and club, you are making it a more dangerous situation, putting yourself at risk for no reason. This isn't the first time Meek did this. You know, so I'm just saying it's not the first time Meek Mill has done this. You know, played a very dangerous game and thought because he was in Atlanta one time he was safe. And he wasn't safe. You know, if them dudes from Chicago wanted to get him, they had him. You know, and you know, they got a call saying, nah, don't do that. You know, like, nah, don't do that, because that's gonna mess it up for X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand that people sometimes they don't know how to move, even though their popularity is larger than what they know. Or they might be more richer in celebrity than they are in life. Good thing he had somebody he could call to come bail him out in that situation. Because without it, you know what I'm saying, she was show. But academics continue to do this.
I'm like, yo, if I'm cool with Nipsey, now the homies from Roll 60s ain't gonna keep tapping me on the shoulder and asking for the bag because now I'm kind of tapped in.
Yeah, and so they kept beefing because it was like you looking at it like, nigga, BT coming up, the Oscars coming up.
Wait,
like,
so BU was with it?
Money.
You're not with it.
What?
He wouldn't be with y'all jacking up an artist.
No, I mean he be in a parking lot. That's just the type of nigga he is.
But he would know about it.
No, he knows about everything like that, because if just like you beefing with a nigga and I fuck with you,
yeah,
automatically off top I'm beefing with that same nigga, because that's just how the shit is. It's like I'm not gonna let nobody talk shit about you, and that make me look like a bitch, or it makes me feel weird, because how comfortable can you be talking shit about a nigga that I fuck with to me? You get what I'm saying? True. And the rules of it is like, bro, we're gonna lay you down. We're gonna get you. Why you think at All-Star Weekend everybody get robbed? Why you think all the rappers that go to LA always get killed? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's because nigga, it be backdoor moments.
So if Meek had that 50 piece, or Ross was like, yo, you know what I mean? I can't afford it right now. He in the trunk.
Yeah, of course.
Damn.
Like we grabbed the nigga and took him outside and we waited.
Wait, for real? Yeah, nah, this is crazy. Yo, can anybody corroborate this?
Man, you better ask Gilly. Shit, Gilly
know?
No, Gilly got stripped down by the homies because of
You're
Big
lying. U. Wait, Gilly?
Yeah, the homie Rose and them stripped.
We're talking about Gilly the Kid. We're talking about the guy with the podcast. We're talking about $1 million worth of game.
Yeah. He got his son stripped down, and they stripped down Gilly.
What do you? For what? Like what? What do you mean?
That's just how it goes. Like everybody tells me,
that's some real shit.
No, real shit. They stripped him down, stripped him and his son down, and then Gilly is being a whole ass nigga and letting the shit ride. He said he on Big U comment talking about, oh, they saying you robbed me, ha ha ha, nigga. The homie that did it telling you he robbed you, and you didn't do nothing about it. Nigga took you and laid down your son, nigga, and you laughing with the nigga that set the play up.
Now, here they are again, admitting to crimes. And academics can act like he didn't, have nothing to do with this. I didn't know. All of this is reckless. All of this is extra over the top reckless. This man has just admitted to 2 crimes, then tried to implement Big U into these crimes as well. But it's not about what you know. It's about what you can prove. Now, he's listed as Big U's enforcer in this situation. And this is where it gets so tragic when you're dealing with people in this business, in entertainment. Like he said, you get backdoored. This is why so many rappers get robbed in LA and you never hear about it. I've heard about plenty of rappers getting robbed in LA for their jewelry, everything. All-Star Weekend, that time, and they started beefing up security in LA after that All-Star Weekend. That NBA All-Star Weekend was crazy, and everybody was getting robbed. So it was a big hoopla because a lot of the stuff some of it was recouped because of relationships they had with dudes from the streets. Like they were touching people they shouldn't have been touching. And other people who thought they were protected because they were cool with West Coast artists weren't protected at all. They said, hey, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I can make some calls to see if you can get it back. But, I didn't know anything about that. It's like, when Jay-Z came out there, he was under a false sense of security that Dre was running LA, and he could just come out there, go to the game with Dre and all that, and Dre bounced out on him and left him to his own resources. These kind of things happen in LA. So you can't always, take that. You got to take that with a grain of salt. You got to watch how you're moving out in these streets. But this is the kind of recklessness that made it easy for the feds to grab these guys. And as I told y'all, because of what's happening in the White House, whenever there's a new regime takeover and a possible government shutdown, you guys don't understand what's at stake. Trump is firing a lot of federal FBI agents, have lost their jobs, government officials. So when people are losing their jobs, as I told y'all yesterday, one way to secure your job is to have something to do. So they start bringing in all the people they've been investigating. So instead of letting you commit more crimes, they said, all right, we got to start roping these guys in. We already got them for X, Y, Z. And we're going to use this to take down ABC. We're going to even connect this with the other investigation we got. And we might get more crimes out of it. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This ain't the end. This is the beginning of it. More charges can follow. You see what I'm saying? All the charges you read was just the initials. More people could be added. See, this is what a real Rico look like. Not with that fake ass Diddy thing, where he's still the only man on trial. Have you ever seen a RICO case where they still haven't not named any co-conspirators? Well, you have to look at it from different eyes. Nobody asked him to divulge this information. He chose to divulge this information. I'm not blaming academics for that. I'm blaming academics for being irresponsible to say, hey, I need to cut this off. When I interviewed Wack and Wack asked me to expand and I wouldn't do it, I wouldn't go further. Saying it's an open investigation. That's all I'm going to say. What's an open investigation? Don't worry about it. We don't need to talk about it. Because I already know all this stuff was open. So Wack tried to get me to expand on it and move on. It was only so far we was going to go because I know what an open investigation looks like. And I know what all this stuff can be used for in court of law. And that's one thing about doing what I do. You have to do it with some type of restraint. No matter how juicy it might be. Like, man, I got some juicy stories that I can never tell you. Because it might get people locked up. Hell, it might get people shot. I'll tell you a story about somebody you love doing something shicey. And low down and dirty. And you'll never look at them the same again. First of all, you're going to say you're lying. Second, you're going to say, man, that's foul. Then secondly or thirdly, if you do believe it, you're going to go, I could never look at that guy the same again. And then you're going to say, this is not the character of the person that I don't know, but I think I know. This doesn't fit that character. Then other people who know this is true are going to be upset. Other people might pick it up. And actions might happen because of it. Because what you guys don't know is that the other side believes it's true, but was convinced that it wasn't. Had someone go in and convince, and it wasn't me, convinced that it wasn't true. So at face value, they accepted it. But what happens after that? When they find out their suspicions all those years ago was right. The information that got back to them was correct. And that did happen. And that person lied. Right to your face, right to your mama, right to everybody, lied. It would destroy everything that these people have done. Let alone might lead to a war. So you have to have some type of restraint. No matter how juicy that is, even on the Patreon, that's too dangerous. People could lose their lives. Well, I believe a lot of people would lose lives. Now, moving right along. Luce has been loose for a while. And as you can see, it leads for once these things start coming out, you start seeing everybody come out with their stories. Everyone comes out with their stories. And Black China's mom said that Luce Cannon conned her out of $40,000. And that's when Luce, his wife came to his defense.
I just got a crazy phone call. For real, Tokyo? For real. Don't be going out there spreading lies about my husband, Luce Cannon. You know damn well he ain't take no 40 bands from you. You don't even have a pot to piss in. What you mean? Where you get the 40,000 from? Your daughter purse or something? I want to know. Where did you get that from? Because truth be told, I recall when I first met my husband and we started going about to film this TV show, you were on the phone talking about you want to come on the show and talk crash. Should I even say that? No, let me not say that. You wanted to talk some about your daughter because you was going through. That's obviously y'all didn't make up yet. So you wanted to crash out and talk mess. Do you recall that? Because you know I was there. Why are you making up these crazy allegations? We got enough to deal with. Why wait till now to say something? You, of all people, say something.
Okay, wait, there it is.
Say something. You, of all people, we would know. If somebody took 40,000 from you, you would have been all over the internet talking about it. All over. You would have probably tried to get it from your daughter. Who knows? Because wasn't she dating my husband at the time? Yeah. So please, miss me with the BS. Okay, we know you just love to clout chase so much because right now my husband's name is all over the news and all over this. You know what I'm saying, Lord? Y'all, please pray for my family. We don't need this nonsense and this lies spread on the internet. He already got enough lies being spread. Okay? Stop already. You know damn well my husband didn't take no money from you. You ain't got it like that. You don't have it like that. Let's keep it a buck. All right? Stop already. I'm tired of y'all dick riding my husband. Real talk. And when I say dick riding, I really emphasize it because I seen y'all.
Well, she's doing what a wife would do.
Messages, all right? You love to chase your messages, all right? You love to chase a younger man that's completely not in your league, okay? Clear as day, you want to sleep with everybody your daughter deal with. It's really nasty. I mean, nasty.
That's facts.
Ain't nobody want your crackhead self, girl. Please go sit down somewhere. 40 messages, all right? You love to chase a younger man that's completely not in your league.
That is major facts. So Black China's mom is trying to milk this for attention and talking about how he scammed her out of $40,000 and bring that to the forefront. Now, I don't know this woman from, she looked like one of those, Instagram girls who got a deal because of how she looks. And it looks like, okay, I just got a message here. It just looks like this is the same scenario that you see constantly over and over again. There's no solution in sight. It's just more conflict and no resolution. So he goes on a world tour of telling this story yet again.
Team needs a bag. So what we do? Walk in the club. Yeah, like 9 of your homies. It was like 30 of us. The security moved to the side. I said, Meek, you know what's this about? You started taking it off and handing it to me. You was polite about it, Sugar Plum. You was polite. Sugar Plum, you was polite. I hear Rose. Hey, look. I got this. You got this artist you pumping. You don't want this to get out. We need 50. He brought 52, Crenshaw, and 48. He brought that money. He brought it fast. And when he brought it, I hit Big Useless and said, we on our way. Gave Meek Mill his stuff back and left. And
now, to actually go out and do something like that and make a video really incriminating yourself is scary work. It's scary business. And then to do this thing again and like double and triple down on this story, like everywhere, it's like crazy. It's like, how many times are you going to admit to doing a crime? You know, I was like, dude, don't you know what you're doing is illegal? He made it like it was a business transaction. It wasn't a business transaction. But now they're like, oh, well, Meek ain't going to go to the cops. Well, now now that they have a subpoena and this RICO, if guys don't cooperate, they can actually subpoena Meek Mill and Rick Ross to court. Then we'll see what happened in that situation. But he's also giving them other cases, like with Gilly. Gilly's son is deceased now, so that is a whole different environment, you know. And this is sad, man, when you see this happen. It's really sad because it didn't even have to go this way. He even fell out with Brick Baby. Like, those two were going at it. Look what he said about Brick Baby.
Brick Baby, come on, sweetheart. You's a buster. Why are you sitting there lying and trying to put it on Adam? So listen, let's check this out. So instead of you waiting across the street or waiting in a parking lot, you leave with people that say there's mandatory phase with me. You know how I come. Stop acting like that. You's a buster. You's a sweetie pie. But you go 2 hours away on Cam Capone the same day me and White supposed to sit down with you and had an interview. And you just come up with this whole entire narrative. Oh, sweetheart, you can't change it. Use a mark. You didn't want to fight. You didn't want to sit across us. You knew what was going to happen. You's a weirdo. Break baby.
So I've known people to say Brick Baby move like that. Like, he'll say one thing to somebody else, then turn around and do another to another person. He's another person that did exactly this, telling on himself. And the feds got it all. So we'll see what happens when it all plays out the way it do. Like I say, like, share, subscribe to the page. But they put all this information out. This ain't us creating it. This ain't us going to dig up information. They put all of this stuff on the internet. So it's like, don't blame us for reporting on it. Shouts out to Kwame Brown, Bus Life. Welcome to HDII TV Sports Talk with Jose Rodriguez. Don't forget to join my Patreon, which is Carcino for Life. And we out.